My sister also bought it from my dad. My sister didn't want to be given because sometimes free things are not so good. Even me, I don't appreciate free things.
Bombastic side eye. Criminal offensive side eye.
Guys, imagine you buy 20 acres of land, 20, to build your dream home, but you're not worried about water supply, availability of power or electricity. All you care is barbecue. You know, yeah, when I get up, then we can barbecue. My future children can have a place for barbecue. And I'm watching Lamborghini and I'm like, Deemwango, what do you think a barbecue is? That is a freaking nyamachoma. It's just a nyamachoma. You get a small space, even if you're renting a home, even if you live in a bush, you can do barbecue like the way she's saying. Just the way we said yesterday, guys. Like Ushamba Pro Max. Is it being primitive? Is it being unexposed? Hey, it doesn't matter whether you've traveled to 1 or 70 countries. You'll always expose yourself, because I was listening to Lamborghini and I'm like, wow, girl. In your 20s, you're doing too much in your 20s. Deemwango, you're doing too much in your 20s. Eh? The delusional 20. Can you imagine being in your mid-30s and you're obsessing about trying to convince people that you're in your 20s? No 20s, 20s. 20s. I'm doing too much. Guys, thank you so much for joining. If this is your first time watching, thank you so much for, clicking on that thumbnail, on that title. Thank you for choosing this space. You're highly welcomed out here. I appreciate your time. Just watch the video if you enjoy this kind of thing. You're free to subscribe. It's so free. If you don't, tell us something before you leave in the comment section. But you can as well like, and if you decide to subscribe, it will be so important for you to turn the notification bell on, because you'll be notified every time I go on a live, whenever I premiere, whenever I do all these amazing things. You being notified will be made possible by the bell icon down below. Just click it, it turns blue. But of course, for my people, those of you who are always out here, we are always vibing in the comment section, on the premieres, in the live chat. Thank you so much. I'm still grateful for the 3K that you guys, made it possible. Thank you so much. What can I say? In my 20s, in my 20s, I managed to get to 3K. Who thought? You made it possible. In my 20s, I'm so grateful. In my 20s, I made it. In my 20s, I need to get a place for my children, my future children, to do some barbecue there. I need to do much. I need to do a lot in my 20s. In fact, I'm barely in my 20s. I'm still a teenager. I'm barely in my 20s. That is what Lamborghini said yesterday. Trying to force this narrative on people's throats. This is what she said. When I get to my 32, I was so curious about 32. Is she turning 32? Is she 32 years? Because she was so specific about that number. This is what she said. In fact, 32 is still so far. Like, maybe when I turn 30, and you're in your mid-30s, which there's no problem with it. It's age. It's age. Who doesn't want to age? But in my 20s is still in her 20s. So let's leave her alone for now about the 20s. But of course, we have to talk about some things here and there about the same girl in her 20s. She's so deluded, honestly. You cannot convince me that she's not delusional, because if you're in your 50s but you're desperately trying to convince people that you're in your 20s and you even believe in your lie, You must be delusional, honestly. You must be having a problem somewhere. Something is not right with you, honestly, because what is that? In my 20s. Like, by the time she's done with a single video, she must have mentioned like 10 times in my 20s. Girl, just accept your age. There's nothing big about that. You're making a big deal out of your age. Just accept it and move on. What's the big deal, honestly? What is the big deal? Trying to convince people that I've made it in my 20s. The forever 20s and forever 32. Hey, Mura being 32 years. And the biological dad came out here and mentioned to the time that she was born, a specific location. But she is out here being delusional about being in a 33, 34. Like, Mura, just accept your age. What is the big deal? What is the big deal? These two, Lambogal and Mura Senso, they always want to associate with the Muzungus. We don't have a problem with the Muzungus. We love you guys. But you'd expect someone that really desperately wants to associate with the Muzungus to behave like some of them, you know. You own up to your age. I don't know if it's a problem cutting across, but guys, I don't know, maybe it is a myth, a fallacy or something, but we've always believed that they don't have a problem. Muzungus in the comment section, or if you're in the Western world, we've always believed that you guys own up your age, you understand? So I expected people like Mura Senso, who are so obsessed with lighter, like Lambogan, who will go out of her way to date a teenager because just wanting to associate with the difference. I'd expect people like that to own up their age, behave like the people you're obsessing over. I'm saying, guys, I stand to be corrected, but it's a narrative out here that they don't have a problem with their age. Tell us in the comment section, what do you think? Guys, I'm dragging that, and that is not the reason why I came out here to do this video, because the first reason why I came out here, before I get to the video, something else which was so monotonous on Lambo's video. She came out here telling people that, oh, don't come to my villa when I'm constructing without my permission, because she also doesn't want parasites around. And she's a black woman. These people got problems, I'm telling you. They are even going to an extent of almost denying their race. Like, what's wrong with you guys? So she came out here telling people that don't dare to come around my construction without telling me until I give you my permission. But I'm like, since I started watching that girl for content, not for nothing, for content, yeah, errors. You have a lot of work to do in the comment section. You're becoming monotonous with your comments. Guys, pardon my voice because the flu is doing too much to me. So I even forgot what I was saying because I'm not feeling well, but I'm okay. Let me not exaggerate. But this is what I was saying. She was obsessing about the sunset. Oh, yeah. Oh my God, I love the sunset. Faking the lifestyle is just crazy work, honestly. Crazy work. Telling people don't come to my bill and my construction without my consent. But of course, as I was saying, since I started watching her for content, I've never seen people go to Lambogan for shoutouts. I've never, because this is my opinion. In my opinion, emo. That girl radiates some dark energy, like you cannot even approach her. Have you ever seen someone with a mean resting face? I'm sorry to say this, but personally I think that is Lambogan. When these people talk about energy, radiation, this and that, that is Lambogan for you, because she always has these mean personality outside and inside, because of course I'll not even get into what she's said, what she has done to the villagers. So for her to come out here and tell the same people that don't come to my construction without my consent is BS, because Lambo girl, I've never seen anyone approach you. I've never, because of what you radiate. The mean vibes. Otherwise, I don't see a problem with you, but just that your energy is wanting. Your attitude towards people is terrible. You not liking yourself is even making it worse. You not accepting yourself is not even doing any better for you, because for you to be trying to lie to yourself that you're in your 20s, it goes to show your mental state. You know, I don't know, because last week I was talking about the possibility of midlife crisis, because for Lambo girl, honestly, to build, in my opinion, I don't even have to say this, I'll say this, full chest. In my opinion, constructing at the villa, being a neighbor to congratsmum is just some midlife crisis going on there, because I don't get it. She came out here telling people that she's about to go to Poland. You know, get married, stay there or something. Like, what is the purpose? What is the reasoning behind constructing at the villa, at the village? I don't get it, honestly, because something else, I almost forgot this. Something else about Lambo girl, I think she felt some type of way when people came for her, telling her that you were lying about the cost, ambition to build there, here and there. Of course, I saw your comments. A lot of you were like, Neo, of course she could not afford the beachfront prices, because, yeah, guys, that is not for ordinary citizens. The beachfront, unless you go to the third row, if you've been around that kind of thing, you understand what I'm saying. Unless you go after the after the second road, that is when you can try to afford a small one. But the ones that she wanted, it's not easy. So a lot of you gave the same reason, that she could not afford this and that. So coming back to what I wanted to say about her opinion on ditching that ambition dream to construct in the coastal parts of Kenya, this is what she said. Oh guys, you know, I just want to do something, build another villa at the village, then I'll go back to the coast and build one. And instead of Lambo's audience, instead of the audience telling her the truth, these are some of the comments that they shared with her. Someone told her that maybe you don't build a big home in the village because you want to settle, because she's still insisting that she wants to settle in Watamu, Kilifi. Still insisting on that. So the audience are telling her to build a bigger property in the coastal parts of Kenya, in the small one in the village, because she intends to live in the coastal parts. But honestly, I don't believe whatever she's saying, because at this point I believe that she's decided to build the house in the village, and that is it, because it does not make sense. As I said, it doesn't make sense for her to do in the village the same thing in the coastal parts of Kenya. Like, make it make sense. Like, make it make sense. So yeah, that is what is happening on Lambo's world, and of course we are out here to get entertained by it, to give our reactions unapologetically, because why not? These reactions. So guys, feel free in the comment section to share your thoughts, and of course I hope you're liking the video as we continue. Confirm if you've turned on the notification bell. So guys, for her to do that, to build in the village, I don't see the logic behind it. But of course, haters, before you run to the comment section, she can do whatever she wants to do, but you can also give our 2 cents. So guys, when you watch Lambo girl in these initial stages of the construction, you can see that she's not so sure about that. Like, she's battling the thoughts of, should I not?
So deemwango, very soon her dreams are becoming a reality here. Very soon, guys. Very, very soon. How do you feel?
I would say for the start,
yeah,
it's okay.
For the start is okay.
Yeah.
No, you just have to push. And every day you do a step, you feel like you feel good. For example, today you have a road. You know that feeling of just seeing. You remember how that road was?
It was so bad. So
And then all of a sudden you come.
everybody now is walking.
He's walking. Murim is
We need to give it a road. A
a name. Yeah.
But Mura is pushing. Can you imagine? Can you imagine having Mura as the advisor to what you're doing? So Mura is pushing her like, yeah, do it because apparently you can be given 300 million loan because you constructed in the village. Taking advice from uninformed people, because if you work in the finance sector in Kenya, any financial institution, banks, this and that, you know how it goes. You know that you cannot be given loan just because of having a property, especially in some specific institutions in Kenya, financial institutions. You know, if you've ever done that kind of a thing, you know what I'm talking about, because they'll have to check the feasibility, can I say so? Like, you just don't go there with like, I have 2 million acres in the village. No. They have to check whether it can be sold, whether they can get the value, because something that Mura and the company do not understand about constructing in that village is that there is no market, there is no demand for that kind of property, at least for people with short-term reasons to stay there. Because of course, you know, Mura has come out here to say that half of the villa will be for public business, like renting it for people. You know that is not viable, can I say so? Like it will not work. I don't see it working, because what kind of people would be staying in the villa? What kind of people? Apparently, if people in the US wants to come and stay there, just stay and feel the village vibe. Why would someone want to stay in that kind of villa where they've witnessed, they've experienced the village through the videos that these people upload? Why would someone go to Nyabwanze to experience the village life if you come from a town, you've never been in the village, when you have places like Narok where the Maasai stay, when you have maybe Turkana where the Turkana stay? They have, I believe they have more vibrant culture, sightseeing, wildlife, you understand? You try to justify that some people will stay there because they want to go on a safari in that Masai Mara, I think so. Let him do what he wants to do, but I'm just saying that for Marwa to pressurize Lambo girl that, yeah, you never know, maybe you might even want 300 million Kenyan shillings you'd be given because you have a mansion in the village. The maximum you can be given is 2 million, because they consider a lot of things. You just don't come with you just don't go to the banks, circles with your village shenanigans and you expect to be given that kind of crazy loan because you have, if you have that kind of a home in the city, like Mura's villa in the city, the entire property, you'll be given even $1 billion. It depends the valuation of that property, but it depends with the valuation of that property. But I'm just saying that you'll get anything you want. Of course, if they do the inspection and they determine that the house is in a good condition, you'll be given. But in that kind of a village, no. You'll be given a maximum of 5 million. And of course, you know, compared to the cost you spent to erect that villa, not comparable. So, of course, you've seen people talking about how Lambogan bought the land that he wants to construct on. It's so sad. I don't even want to talk about this in depth because I've been talking about this. If you want to get my opinion, maybe you want to check my previous videos, because these people, I think you also know, guys, even without being told, you've seen over time that They buy these land. They buy these lands on very low prices. If not, just giving someone alcohol and they take your land. That is what happened to even Baba Ann, Mama Ann's family. You remember when they opened up that they'd give the dad 10,000 Kenyan shillings, take acres of land. Can you believe it? I still can't believe that, because the recent scenario is that Lambogan bought some motorbike for the owner of the land and took the land. And of course with some pocket change, because yesterday she was flashing some 2,000 USD and telling people, this is just some pocket change. This is some change for my dad, for sure. Very uncultured human beings. So, what do you think about that? Because that is exactly what happened. She was trying to behave like, act like she's so friendly to this guy that was given a motorbike in exchange of land by Lambogan, and of course with the family, trying to portray the relationship with this guy like they are friends. Of course not, because she knows she took the land for free. For free, honestly, because they didn't show us the size of the land, but compared to what they gave the guy, motorbike with some pocket change, according to Lambogan, $2,000 is pocket change. I'm not saying that she gave him $2,000. I doubt it's even $500, barely 10,000 Kenyan shillings with the motorbike, and your land is gone. What a sad state of affairs, honestly. And of course, you know, that is caused by the, I'll say as it is, poverty and lack of information in that village, honestly, because you cannot deny this, but that village is still behind in terms of developments, economical status, income. Like, it's so down, because when you watch their videos, most of their homes are constructed using mud. And of course, if you come from Kenya, you know that is unlike what is happening nowadays. We are going through our challenges as a country, but I'd bet 90% of the homes in Kenya, the minimum is maybe iron sheets, but mud. It's so difficult to find one, but if you're watching their videos, it's the norm, the order of the day. So, of course, you'd expect the rich to take advantage of the poor, which is so sad, honestly, because I've said this before, like where I come from, people don't sell their land. Like, it's become the unspoken rule. Let me say rule, because it's known that at the moment you're supposed to acquire one if you can, but we don't. You don't sell your land, because if you have someone who is sick, people will contribute. We have something called Rambes. People will contribute. If you have someone who wants to go to school, we have the CDF. It's a help, some grants by the government to take children from poor backgrounds to school. They give you some grants. You can apply for government loans. You go to school. It's not a problem nowadays. And of course, for food, you just plant some food in your farm, but selling, because if you see these people in that village selling their land, you try and follow up to know what did they want to do with the money, because of course the government considers the constituency, it's like a province, not even a province, a region in Kenya with highest poverty rates. They'll give you more grants. They'll give that place more grants. So if there's someone in that village that wants some grants, they cannot afford for school fees, you'll get. If you're ambitious enough, you're aware of the kind of grants out there, there are some financial institutions taking children to school, you will get. Nowadays, it's so hard for someone to not to go to school because of lack of school fees. Super hard, unless you're just lazy, honestly. I'd confidently say that unless where I come from is different, which that cannot be the case. So if you want to say that it's because of health reasons, no. That guy that gave Madam Lambo the land for free, he was in good shape, not sick. Just because someone said that I want to buy land, you just give it out for some pocket change, according to Lambo Girl. Very sad state of affairs, super sad. I really hope that changes in the near future, but by the time they change, there'll be no land for sale, for grabbing by these people, because they're buying land like their life depends on it. Very rampant. So I was watching a video by congratsmum. The title, I didn't watch the video itself, I was just scrolling, you know, and I saw the title that sad goodbyes to my daughter-in-law going to unknown destination. That title was just so funny. Maybe it's for clickbait, which is more likely, but it was just so funny for me. It was giving mother-in-law issues, like we don't even know where she's going, but of course they know. I'm just saying, if you share the same sense of humor with me, for me it was just so funny. Let's move to the last part, then we call it a day. So of course you know that they've been a plumber. Yeah, you guys told me that the B is supposed to be silent, because in Kenya we pronounce the word, this word, plumber. That's not how we pronounce, that is flu. We pronounce it as plumber, but you guys told me that it's supposed to be plumber. It sounds like a different league. Plumber. Thank you for the heads up. Yeah. So of course we saw that there was a new plumber in the village, in the villa, in the $1 billion luxurious kitchen. The title by Mura. So the plumber came, and of course I was like, oh, you're about to find the solution, but I was so surprised that there's no solution. So what do you think should be happening? I think it's high time for them to pay strongman what they owe to strongman, so that they can get the solution, because you could see that Mura was so desperate for the guy to find the solution to the problem they have with their plumbing system. But the guy was, I don't think that guy knew what was going on, honestly, because we have this guy, I think he comes from Western Kenya, if you come from Kenya, and then you know what I'm talking about, and then we have this other one, I think he comes from that village. At some point Mura would ask him, like, what do you think? The guy would just look down, and I thought he doesn't know how to speak in English, but he knows, like, these guys are just mediocre. I don't think they're even plumbers. I don't think they're even plumbers. I think they're just some YouTubers looking for shoutouts, honestly. So something else, I saw Lambo Girl showing some DMs that people write to her on her page, and of course when I was watching her telling Mura that, yeah, they're looking for me, they're trying to woo me, they're trying to date me, and I was like, Lambo Girl, I'm so sure that if we scan these DMs, you might find that these are people from the committee prison. Guys, if you don't come from Kenya, we have a problem. There's a problem with the people from committee prison. Committee prison is the maximum security prison in the country, and most of the times the people that con people electronically, calling you, trying to scam you, this and that, they are always people from this kind of a prison in Kenya. So when I was watching her trying to I think dealing with some low esteem issues, trying to bring herself up, like just trying to soothe her ego, self-esteem, trying to show Mura that, you see, this person, he wrote to me this kind of message, you see this person, Lambo Girl, those are people from prison. Committee, if you come from Kenya, you understand what I'm trying to say. I'll not be surprised. I'm just saying on a lighter note, but very possible, honestly. Because what was that? What is the point of showing Mura your DMs? What is the point? probably trying to tell people that, yeah, I'm that girl, I got it. Like, people are running after me. Lambo girl, come on. So, the last part, I saw you guys roasting me about Madam Parasite's Shane collection order. The whole that he was trying. Guys, you guys were roasting me like I could not believe. One of you was like, Neo, have you ever ordered from Shane? Why are you trying to claim that she took from the donation? Because apparently Shane cloth line is super cheap, like 300 shillings, guys, Kenyans. Mia tatu for a piece of clothes. So most of you were like, Neo, come on. Of course she bought it because that's some cheapest cloth line. You understand? Guys, that one, I accept. I accept not defeat, but I'm corrected. I stand corrected. That one I really, in Kenya we say mainua mkono. That one I agree with you guys. I think I was reaching with that because, guys, I was just saying that this girl, of course, you know, they were taking some top-notch clothing, at least those that have not been worn. So I was like, I'll not be surprised that she took from the donated items. You never know, maybe TTG bought some few items from Shane to add to the donated items. You never know. Back then, that's what I was thinking, but now I'm corrected. That one Madam P bought because they look super cheap, and she's super cheap. She cannot use the money for nothing. And I understand where you guys come from. Like, she bought the cheap clothes, which is so funny because she said that she's a fashionista. She loves fashion. She goes by fashion. She's inspired by fashion, which she's inspired by fashion, by people in that industry, you know, the fashion, the modeling. That one, Madam Parasite. This one, you know you're lying because you came to Africa with two pairs of clothes, the green outfit and some booty shorts. You went back to Argentina and I thought that, yeah, maybe she left a lot of clothes in Mexico, but the time that she went there to pick from the friend that brought the clothes to Argentina, those clothes were barely 5 pairs. So for her to say that she loves fashion, she's always fashionable, I'm like, what? Another delulu, very deluded parasites. Coming out here to call Africans parasites, but you cannot even come to Africa with a lotion. Come on. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you liked the video. I hope you turn the notification bell on. And of course, I hope if this was your first time watching, that you subscribe to the channel and turn the notification bell on. But of course, if you're one of us, if you're one of my people, I love you so much because you guys have been, you know, turning up in the comment section, viewing. Thank you so much. Do I say that enough? I hope I do because that's how I feel about you. Thank you so much for this. Thank you once again for 3K in my 20s. 20s is way there. When will I get to 20s? In my teenage years. A Lamborghini will show us things in my 20s. Guys, I'll see you in the next one. Until then, peace.